Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about making your eye makeup last. If you watch my videos, then you know that I'm really oily. I have really oily skin, but I also have really oily eyelids. This kind of causes a whole lot of problems within themselves. I remember the first time I actually noticed that I have oily eyelids was probably in 9th grade or so when I started wearing eyeliner, and I would see all the girls running after PE and their eyeliner would still be perfect and mine would just be all over the place, and it didn't matter what brand I tried. I've really tried every single brand from Chanel to drugstore liners, and nothing really stayed for me. So the one eyeliner that really truly stays, if we're just going to talk about products, is MAC Liquid Lash Liner. I use Point Black, and it's this super jet black waterproof liner. This liner is truly waterproof. A lot of people, they say their liner is waterproof, their pencil liner is waterproof. It's really not, it ends up smudging anyways. I love this liner, but it's not exactly the funnest one to use. It's just kind of unforgiving. The brush is a little bit stiff, but this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's super pigmented. You could really go swimming with this and it would just totally still be fine. You could be on the beach for hours and hours and it's not going to move. But it would definitely be really hard to do your waterline with this just because it's so tacky. I can imagine people with really long lashes and getting sucking lashes. It's just not very fun to work with, but this is the only eyeliner that will truly not smudge on you. As far as making other makeup last, the only thing I've ever used that truly helps is setting powders. The setting powder that I use is Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder. I think the Coastal Scents one's exactly the same. That's what I've been told. I don't really know. And that one's a lot more affordable if you want to go with that one, because this one's around $30 or so. A lot of times people say, oh, just put a primer underneath your eye or just set your liner with a powder. That's honestly not enough if you have really oily eyelids like how I do. Even if I put a primer, if I set my eyeliner with an eyeshadow, it just never really stays. But for some reason, the setting powder works really well. But if you are going to use a primer like Too Faced Shadow Insurance or Urban Decay Primer Potion or any kind of paint pot, in my experience though, Urban Decay Primer Potion and Too Faced Shadow Insurance are actually a lot better than paint pots. But if you're going to use one of those kind of creamy bases, then make sure it dries first before you put on your eyeshadow, because if you don't let it dry, what happens is sometimes you'll put your eyeshadow on top and what you're doing is you're trapping in all the moisture in the product in the cream base, and that can kind of make it smear too. So just make sure that it's totally dry. Sometimes what I'll do, if I'm kind of in a hurry, I'll just brush a layer of the HD powder over it to make it a little bit more dry so it's not too sticky. But this is literally my favorite thing to set anything, to set liner, to set eyeshadow. So I do a lot of times is I brush a little bit of this over my eyeshadow even. I'll just get any brush like a 224, something kind of fluffy, grab a bunch of the product, tap it off, and then brush it really quickly over all my eyeshadow. And you have to be careful with this. You don't want to put too much of it on or it'll kind of change the color, since if you use too much of it, it becomes a little bit opaque. It makes it kind of white. It can kind of dull down the colors if you use too much too, since it does come out white when it's too concentrated. But if you brush a really fine layer over your eyeshadow after you're done, then that helps it stay as well. Setting powder is also really good for setting your liner. And it's funny because the setting powder actually isn't the best when it comes to setting your face makeup. A lot of people are like, oh, is that good setting powder for face makeup since it's the one I use? I just like how it looks. I don't necessarily think it's the best product or anything. So here I have my Makeup Forever cream liner. Mine's kind of dried out. So what I'll do, if I am going to use cream liner, by the way, cream liner will never ever have the pigmentation or the staying power of liquid liner, so just don't expect it to. So here I have my cream liner, and I'll just grab a bunch of the setting powder, brush it over the cream liner, and then what I'll do is I'll go in again with my cream liner and go over it. And then that helps it stay as well. For some reason, setting powder is just really good for making things stay. For example, this is Shiseido's P9 Geranium Pink Lipstick. So I'll put that right here. And then I'll grab some more setting powder with my 224 and I'll brush it over. And look, now it stays. Crazy, huh? So it's weird, the setting powder really isn't the best when it comes to face makeup because it has almost no oil control. For some reason though, the setting powder sets liner and shadows a lot better than it actually sets face makeup, which is what it's supposed to originally do. But I don't know, that's just the best thing that I've done. So like I said, whenever I use cream or pencil liners, I just do a thin layer of the liner, set it with this powder, and then I'll do another thin layer, and that actually helps it a lot. So I hope this video kind of helped you guys, give you guys some tips to help make your makeup last, just because I know it's getting a little bit hot right now and it's about to be, summertime, and everyone wants to be at the beach, but no one wants to have makeup that's just coming down their face. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.